हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानम् अधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम् परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे.
Whenever there is a decline in righteousness and an increase in unrighteousness, O Arjuna, at that time I manifest myself on earth, to deliver the pious and annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of Dharma. I appear millennium after millennium. This profound promise from the Bhagavad Gita encapsulates the divine mission of Lord Vishnu, the preserver of the universe. In times of great turmoil and moral decline, Vishnu incarnates to restore cosmic balance and protect the virtuous. This divine intervention is not bound by time. It is an eternal vow, manifesting whenever the scales of Dharma are tipped toward chaos and darkness. Throughout the ages, Vishnu has taken various forms to fulfill this sacred promise. Each avatar emerges with a unique purpose, suited to the challenges of the era. As Rama in the Treta Yuga, he embodied the perfect king and warrior, vanquishing the demon king Ravana and restoring righteousness. Rama's life and deeds epitomize the highest ideals of virtue, sacrifice, and adherence to Dharma, setting a timeless example for humanity. As the epochs passed, the world once again descended into chaos. The Dwapara Yuga, the third age in the cycle of yugas, witnessed a surge in unrighteousness. Kings and rulers, intoxicated by power, oppressed the weak and trampled upon justice. Among these tyrants, none was more feared and despised than Kamsa, the malevolent ruler of Mathura. Kamsa was born into the Bhoja dynasty, a lineage known for its valor and power. He was the son of King Ugrasena, the ruler of Mathura, but his heart was far from noble. Ambitious and ruthless, Kamsa seized the throne by force, imprisoning his own father and proclaiming himself king. His reign was marked by brutality, tyranny, and a relentless pursuit of absolute power. Despite his ruthless nature, Kamsa had a deep affection for his sister, Devaki. He adored her and sought to ensure her happiness. Devaki was married to Vasudeva, a nobleman from the Yadava clan, one of the most esteemed royal families in the land. The Yadavas were renowned for their wisdom, bravery, and adherence to Dharma, and Vasudeva was no exception. He was a man of great virtue, well respected among his peers and cherished by his family. Kamsa, overjoyed at his sister Devaki's wedding to King Vasudeva, decided that he would personally drive them home in his royal chariot. As he sat down to take the reins, a divine voice echoed from the heavens, booming with a prophetic warning. Evil Kamsa, your end is near. By marrying Devaki to King Vasudeva, you have sealed your fate. The eighth son born to Devaki and Vasudeva will be your destroyer. The ominous proclamation struck fear into Kamsa's heart. For a moment, he was paralyzed by the terror of his impending doom. But soon, his fear morphed into a blind rage. Determined to thwart the prophecy at any cost, Kamsa's mind raced to a dark solution. If Devaki could not bear children, there would be no eighth son to kill him. In a fit of anger, Kamsa drew his sword, its sharp blade glinting menacingly. He turned toward Devaki, his eyes filled with a murderous intent. If there is no mother, he thought, there can be no child. Seeing the imminent danger, Vasudeva stepped forward, his heart pounding with fear and desperation. Please, brother-in-law, do not harm Devaki. She is your sister, and killing her would bring shame upon our family. Despite Vasudeva's heartfelt pleas, Kamsa was unconvinced and poised to strike. At that critical moment, the divine voice echoed again, reminding Kamsa of the heavy karmic burden and divine retribution that awaited those who committed such grievous sins. The voice urged him to reconsider his actions. Reluctantly, Kamsa lowered his sword, but his paranoia and anger remained unabated. He decided that instead of killing Devaki, he would imprison both her and Vasudeva, keeping them under constant surveillance. He vowed to kill each of their children at birth, ensuring that the prophesied eighth son would never see the light of day. One by one, the first 6 children were born and mercilessly killed by Kamsa. Devaki and Vasudeva's grief was immeasurable, each loss deepening their sorrow and helplessness. But the 7th child, Balarama, was saved by divine intervention. By the command of Vishnu, the embryo was miraculously transferred from Devaki's womb to that of Rohini, Vasudeva's other wife, who was living in secrecy in the village of Gokul. As the 7th child, Balarama, was safely relocated to Rohini's womb, the anticipation for the birth of the 8th child grew. The atmosphere in the prison of Mathura was thick with tension. When the time finally came for the birth of the prophesied savior, the divine presence filled the air, and a miraculous sequence of events began to unfold. On that fateful night, the entire kingdom seemed to hold its breath. The guards fell into a deep, mystical slumber, and the prison was enveloped in an unearthly calm. Devaki gave birth to a divine child, who radiated an otherworldly light. This child was none other than Lord Krishna, an incarnation of Vishnu. At the moment of Krishna's birth, a divine voice resonated through the air, guiding Vasudeva. The voice instructed him to take the newborn Krishna across the Yamuna River to the village of Gokul. There, Vasudeva was to leave Krishna with his dear friend Nanda, the head of the Gopa tribe, and exchange him with Nanda's newborn daughter. This divine intervention provided Vasudeva with the strength and courage needed for the perilous journey. Vasudeva, filled with a sense of divine duty, saw his shackles miraculously fall away, and the prison doors opened on their own. With Krishna cradled in his arms, he set out into the stormy night. As he approached the Yamuna River, the waters, raging due to a heavy downpour, parted to create a safe passage. Throughout the journey, the divine serpent Adi Shesha formed a protective canopy over Vasudeva and Krishna, shielding them from the elements. Upon reaching Gokul, Vasudeva entered the house of Nanda and Yashoda, who were peacefully asleep. Following the divine instructions, he placed Krishna beside Yashoda and took their newborn daughter in his arms. With the exchange complete, Vasudeva retraced his steps back to Mathura, where the prison doors closed behind him, and his shackles returned as if nothing had happened. As dawn broke, Kamsa was informed of the birth. In his frenzy, he rushed to the prison to kill the newborn. However, when he seized the baby girl, she slipped from his hands and ascended to the heavens, transforming into the goddess Yogamaya. In a divine proclamation, Yogamaya declared that the child destined to end Kamsa's tyranny was already safe elsewhere. This revelation sent Kamsa into a fit of rage and paranoia, but the divine plan had already been set in motion. The revelation from the goddess Yogamaya marked the beginning of Kamsa's descent into madness, but it also signified the dawn of hope for the oppressed people of Mathura. The divine plan set in motion with Krishna's miraculous birth was a testament to the eternal promise that whenever unrighteousness threatens to overshadow the world, divine intervention will restore balance. Kamsa's tyranny continued, but the knowledge that his end was inevitable, foretold by divine prophecy, haunted him. The prophesied child, safely hidden and growing stronger each day, was a beacon of hope and righteousness poised to reclaim Dharma. This narrative underscores the timeless truth from the Bhagavad Gita. Whenever there is a decline in righteousness and an increase in unrighteousness, the divine will manifest to protect the virtuous and annihilate the wicked. Krishna's birth was not just an event, but a pivotal moment in the cosmic struggle between good and evil, a reaffirmation of the divine promise to uphold Dharma across the ages. As the story of Krishna's birth spread, it inspired faith and resilience among the people, reminding them that no matter how powerful the forces of darkness may seem, the light of righteousness will always prevail. This divine intervention assured humanity that they were never abandoned in their struggles. The divine presence is always watching, ready to restore balance and justice. And thus, The birth of Krishna became a symbol of hope and divine protection, a beacon of the enduring promise that the principles of Dharma will always be reestablished, millennium after millennium, ensuring the triumph of good over evil.